I haven't been here in a long time, so this will be interesting. This bridge here, when I was a kid, this is where we came a lot. This was a party place when I was a kid. I grew up over there in Spanish Lake, Missouri. It was a pretty wild neighborhood. Did a lot of partying up here. I did a lot of drugs up here, a lot of girls up here, a lot of alcohol, just crazy stuff. Contemplated quite a few times up here jumping off of here and just ending this whole problem that way, which fortunately I never did. I guess I started with my first addictions when I was about 12 years old. Started with sex, drugs, alcohol. Alcohol wasn't so much until I was probably 16, but there was some of it. But I started with marijuana, LSD, sex at about 12 years old. Probably when I was around 16 is when it started getting pretty heavy with the chemical drugs, with downers, uppers. Cocaine started around then. The cocaine was probably the worst of them all. That's the one that seems to grab a hold of you more than anything, and it's real tricky the way it starts, because the first time I did it, I didn't do it again for a year, and then it was 6 months, then it was a few months, and then all of a sudden one day you wake up and it's every day, and it's all day. I went through trading one addiction for another. I thought I was really good. I got off of alcohol, and that was good. I didn't think about the part that I was, going through a few $1,000s worth of cocaine every week, and then it was off of that and back to drinking and prescription pills and things like that. And you go on from one to another. I went from that to gambling to food addiction. These addictions, you can get rid of one, but you'll pick up another one. And I don't know, it's a tough thing, because it just seems you seem so helpless when you're going through it. Whatever addiction it is, you just think that's you, it's part of you. You can't go on without that. Some of the worst stuff was, I can remember one Christmas being like 2 hours late to pick up my kids for Christmas because I was too busy smoking cocaine. Couldn't set that pipe down, for my own kids on Christmas. And that was probably the most tragic thing ever, to put that in front of your own kids. If you think, if you have addictions and you think no one understands what you're going through, you're wrong, because there's people that do understand. I understand. I know what it's like to take that first swallow of that first drink of the day and your body comes completely relaxed just from as soon as it hits your lips. I know what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night searching for that rock of cocaine that you dropped in your dream. I know what it's like to, in the middle of the night, go stuff yourself full of food while everyone else is asleep and no one can see you. I know what it's like to the rush of winning thousands of dollars, and believe it or not, I know what the feeling of relief of losing thousands of dollars, as crazy as that sounds. With God, and when people preach this to me that you need God to get through this, I thought that meant that you had to turn into some crazed Jesus freak and be some wide-eyed crazy to and run around acting different. You really don't. I was pretty crazy to start with, so it's hard to tell the difference. But it's really, like I said, it's much easier to stop than it is to keep going. And I know that sounds hard to believe, but it really is. And with God, you can get through it.